Drake is being asked to completely reinvent himself and abandon his preconceived notion of what his ego and identity was. And he keeps failing this cosmic opportunity miserably. And he will not win, especially in the public eye, but he won't win on a personal level either until he learns to transform himself. Drake is experiencing Pluto squaring his sun. He's also experiencing the midlife transit of Pluto squaring natal Pluto because he has the Sun Pluto conjunction. Not only this, but Pluto is also on his natal Mars. And Pluto squaring his sun is significant because he is a 29-degree Leo ascendant. So essentially, his sun, which also happens to be the ruler of his chart, is receiving a harsh aspect of a square from transiting Pluto. His Pluto is also receiving the square, and his Mars, which is how we behave, how we act, how we move, the action of will, is being also activated by Pluto because Pluto is actually on his Mars. These are ego death initiations. That's what these transits are for. They're supposed to come in and purify us. Anything about our identity that is false or that is not serving us or that we are limiting ourselves to or that needs to be healed or that needs to be revealed for deeper examination, excavation, and ultimately purification is the purpose of these transits. We have the opportunity to become our best, most holistically empowered self by going through a transit like this. But if we're operating out of the lower ego, these transits can feel like everybody and everyone and everything is literally trying to kill us. When you think that your lower ego is who you are, when you're convinced that the ego is the self, this feels like an attack, an assault. Drake seems to not understand that the kind of antics and the kind of presentation and the kind of way of being that he was used to and accustomed to, it's not going to work anymore. It is over. It's not a viable option any longer. And so we, the public, keep seeing these very strange acts of releasing this music that feels very redundant and feels very lackluster and feels very low effort because he's literally, it's like he's rejecting the evolution that he is being called into. He's rejecting the ego death and the ego transformation that is being offered to him. And it looks very strange, especially considering his age, the level of power and status he's attained. It doesn't seem to make any sense that he would be acting this way. And because he's under this kind of transital duress, it makes it even worse. It's amplifying and even putting on display the lack of identity evolution. Until he decides to grow, until he decides to do some real personal shadow work, which he's being confronted with. I mean, you cannot avoid it when you're under hard Pluto transits like this. The more you avoid it, the more you suffer. And until he can really confront these things head on, face himself, face who he's been, take accountability for who he is, his life is going to plateau. It would even decline, I would say. And the same thing with his career and the quality of his work and artistry. So to anyone out there going through these hard Pluto transits, especially to things like your ascendant, your sun, your Mars, the conscious egoic parts of your chart, please give into what is being asked to be transformed. Don't hold on to toxic patterns. Don't hold on to people, things, or situations that no longer serve you. Don't hold on to behaviors and ways of being that aren't working anymore. You have to transform. You have to become something new. That is the only way to survive these transits, and you're actually being gifted an opportunity to become a truly renewed, empowered self. So it's going to feel terrible and violent and scary, and it may manifest like that, especially the more you resist it. But it really is an opportunity for the ultimate growth. Not everybody experiences these transits. The fact that he's experiencing them simultaneously, to me, speaks to the severity of the need for him to go through an ego transformation. So we'll see what happens. I personally don't think he's exhibited any characteristics or traits that shows that he is willing to or even can grow and evolve, but you always hope the best for people. So here's to hoping he gets it, because this ain't it.